Hello, hello, hello. Let me check if the stream is actually going. I have been stalling for long enough. Am I right or am I right? Let me pop this out. Man, I feel like it's been so long since I've streamed, I've kind of forgotten how it works. Oh, what's up, Karma? Yeah, what's up, Karma? Man, I feel like it has been a while since I've streamed. I need to do this more often. Because, I miss it. I like streaming. I'm just so bad at it. I forgot I need to actually share this around with everyone. What the? No, I don't want to report myself. I want to share myself. Yo, what's up, Eevee? How's it going? Let me know if there are any issues right now in early stream. Like if there's anything like audio issues or something as I'm sharing this around. I feel like anime should start trying to adapt webtoons because there's some good webtoons. Like there's a basketball webtoon that's like a mix of Blue Lock and Kuroko no Basket. Ooh, okay. Yeah. No, I think anime is starting to do a better job at adapting webtoons in terms of like just at least adapting them in general. I know that I think they've done a few of them. They just need to be more consistent, and that's the wrong. I need to put that in stream alert, my bad, G. They need to become more consistent when it comes to actually adapting webtoons, but there are a lot of really good webtoons out there, and I would like to see them get the anime treatment because I don't have a lot of time to read right nowadays. So being able to actually like watch it, I think that would just be really cool. I think it would help a lot. And then obviously like how anime gets manga more views, I think it just would really help the webtoon community get more views and recognition because there's some really good webtoons out there and I don't think they get the credit that they deserve. And that's mostly just because they don't have the market or the audience for it yet. Let me just share this in a couple more channels real fast. You know what? We'll leave it at that. I'll share the stream later. Currently dying? Why are you dying, Eevee? Anime's been kind of getting boring. I don't think it's that it's getting boring. I think it's just like it's just too much. It's oversaturated. There's a lot of slop out there. And you can find really good shows. It's just you have to look. You kind of have to just sift through them. But you also have to know what your genre is. All right, I got to turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. You just have to know where to look, really. Or like you have to know what your genre is. And usually if you know what your genre is, you can find some pretty good shows out there. Plus, we reached the point where Japanese studios has huge connections to Western audiences in studios. Oh, what's up, Reister? Yeah, I mean, like, I think it would be cool. Just in general, like, even though, like anime, like some people think it has to be Japanese. I think, like, getting these different cultures and different story viewpoints into like the anime style, I think it's just good. It'd be good for the industry. Stream Elements bot is running. Learn how to custom. Oh, cool. Yeah. All right. Nice. Thank you, Stream Elements. But yeah, I think that is all the testing I will be doing for right now. I think we're good. We noticed more figures. What do you mean by figures? But yes. All right. So that will be the beginning of the stream. In the background, I have more figures in the background. I have more manga and comics in the background. Let me tell you. But yeah, I don't think my Marvel Legends collection has grown for a year. But like, I have way too much manga. I need to make. I'm thinking of maybe. Do you like an axolotl? I love axolotls. I think they're adorable. But I'm thinking maybe in the new year, making a manga collection or just a room tour and kind of just going over all the manga and toys that I have because it's a lot. I think it'd be a fun video. I don't know. It'd mostly just be me flexing. But if you guys are interested in that, let me know. I'll probably do it. I feel like it wouldn't be too long, or it wouldn't take me that long to make. But yeah, welcome back, everyone. That was a long prelude, but we are going to be ranking, as from the thumbnail you can see, every summer anime that I have seen, which was surprisingly a lot. I have not seen everything, but I've seen too much anime, and I need to talk about it. This is the best way for me to talk about it, alright? I could make a dedicated video for all of them, but I don't got the time for all that. I have classes to do. I am a busy person. I'm still working on that 2PHeroX video. I am so cooked right now in terms of content to make. But yes, we will be talking about summer anime. But before we get into that, I need to do some. I need to make some. I've seen some more shows, and some shows that I asked you guys to rank on Faith. I need to make some edits here. I need to make some edits because some of these shows were not as good as they were promised to be. But actually, let me read some of the comments real fast. You ever watched Motor City? It's one of the rare shows that actually used 2D/3D hybrid animation before Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was made. I feel like it sounds familiar. I definitely haven't seen it, but let me see if I recognize anything. Let's see. Just look at the images. I think that'll be easier for me. Oh, this kind of does look familiar. I don't think I saw it. I think that was like during this era. It's on Disney XD. This might have been the era where I was like phasing out of Disney XD. But this looks very familiar. I should check it out. Man, this kind of it's not exactly the art style, but I miss Slugterra. I don't know why this reminded me of Slugterra. But yes, some amendments. That's what the word is. Did Lord of Mysteries make this? This season, it did. Technically, it was on the list for last season. I don't know why it was on last season's list for spring, because it didn't air in spring. But yeah, it is right here. So we'll get to Lord of Mysteries in a bit, and I think I have some controversial opinions. I think I'm kind of cooked with Lord of Mysteries. But yeah, I can actually talk about it this time. I don't know why, whoever made the spring list, I don't know why they put Lord of Mysteries here. But some really quick amendments. Go Loser Rangers. I liked the first season a lot, but I did not have time to watch the second season. So I asked Sora to rank it, and he said it was about as equal as the first season. So I put it in A. That is, it goes from A to don't even bother. This season was so I don't know what they were cooking. The pacing was awful. The animation, well, not that important at times. Like, you know, you don't need good animation to be a good show. But, dear God, it was just a PNG show. At times, it was just a slideshow. But the story just cooked itself. I feel like they just tried to cram 3 seasons worth of content into, the last 4 or 5 episodes. It moved way too fast. A lot of the stuff they were setting up in season 1 kind of just got looked over. A lot of characters got ran over, and it felt like they were just trying to speed run to the plot until the end, and then they set up a season 3. So I don't know. This season maybe went from liking Go Loser Rangers to probably not going to be picking up season 3 of it. Controversial. It's straight peak. I know. Lord of Mystery fandom is very strong. I'll get to my opinions when we get to that show. I'll say this. I want to read the books. I'll say this. I still want to read the books. Motor City actually uses a similar animation technique to Klaus. Oh, I love Klaus. I love that movie. If we're talking about the same one, like the Santa one on Netflix. Oh my gosh, that was so nice. I love that movie. And then the Apothecary Diaries. Much like Go Loser Ranger, I had it based off of Faith, aka I asked Eevee what his opinions of it were, and he said it's good, or it's as good if not better than the first season. Personally, I like the first season a little bit more now that I've seen it. I am going to put it in A just because I don't think the overarching mystery or the episodes really tied into each other as much as the first season. I think this season has higher highs than the first season does, especially at the end. But I don't think the journey to get to those highs was as clean as it was in the first season. But it does get into the top of A. I think I'm just going to drop Kowloon down to a damn good time. Because the last couple episodes, if you're a mystery show, that really needs to pull it off. And I don't know. I wasn't super satisfied with that. Okay, now we're on the summer tier list. And Disney short film, aka Paperman? I don't think I've heard of Paperman. I know I've heard of Klaus. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, I know what this one is. Yeah, I've seen it. I don't know if I've seen it in theaters or I've just seen it at home. But yeah, I've seen this one. Okay. Now we're on the same page. All right. So I'm so cooked. This tier list, I'm so cooked. My anime fan pass is gonna get revoked. My anime fan pass is totally gonna get revoked. Don, I have dropped. Season 1 was okay. There were some really good episodes in season 1 that's in isolation, like the ballerina episode. But then by the time season 2 came around, season 1 ended off on that cliffhanger. I wasn't too invested. And then by the time season 2 came around, I just kind of didn't care to continue anymore. So I just kind of decided to drop it. I love Momo and Okurun. The hardest part about dropping Don is the development between Momo and Okurun, because I love these two characters, and I think if the show was just about them, I would be able to kind of keep going. I don't really care about the side characters. The friendly guy and the girl, the pink-haired girl, I don't really care about them that much. And the not the plot, but I guess the setting. I think I don't know. It's like the aliens and the supernatural side of it. I don't think I care about the aliens that much. I dig the supernatural side. The alien stuff, I'm not a big fan of. But it's just I'm not grabbed by it. But I love Momo and Okurun. So the hardest part about dropping this is losing them, because I do want to see more of them, but I don't want to see more of their show. So maybe I'll pick it up again one day if I have like a lot of time on my hands, but it's just not something that I really care to watch anymore. My stance is that Dandadan SA scenes are not that well written. Gachikichu did it way better. Oh, it's in Gachikichu too. Okay. A show to show a SA victim without making it forced. I agree that the yokais in Dandadan are way better than the aliens. Yeah. Well, right now, maybe in the manga the aliens get more interesting. But yeah, I don't know if I could say it. So the SA scenes in Dandadan, they do feel forced, and like it's not something that I would like. If they omitted them from Dandadan, I don't think the show would be any better or any worse in terms of like my opinions of them, because I did not drop Dandadan because of the SA scenes. I dropped it because like the overall plot it's not something that I really care about. And when I'm watching like 30 to 40 anime a season, it's like some stuff has to give. But I think I might have actually been able to pull through with Dandadan more if they did explore the SA scenes, because they kind of just do it for gags. And Momo, I mean, like, she's a queen, she shrugs it off. But maybe if they explored, like, it happened twice to her in a relatively short amount of time. Twice that I can remember, maybe even more. If they explored the damage that could do to someone, maybe I'd be a little bit more invested. But yeah, the SA scenes, I don't think they're really well handled. And I've seen a lot of people go like really into it in Dandadan. If you're gonna put something like that, I think you do have to at least attempt to talk about it. And Dandadan it's not really interested in doing it. They do it for gags, which, I don't know. It's just the show I'm not really interested in. Next up is the Chainsaw Man movie, which I haven't seen, but I don't know if I want to watch it or not. Chainsaw Man is another show that I'm not super interested in. But I haven't seen the movie. I don't really go out to watch a lot of anime movies. I know I should, but they don't play very consistently. They play like 3 times a day and at the most inconvenient times of my day. It's like, dude, I'm at work or I'm at school. Like, please play it like regularly throughout the day. I know they don't have like the money to like have that much theater space, but I'll probably pick it up when it comes to streaming. Same thing with Demon Slayer. I think it's actually like I think its theater run is out. I don't really care about Demon Slayer. I care about Demon Slayer less than I care about Chainsaw Man. I know that the Ufotable makes some beautiful movies, so when this hits streaming, I'm definitely going to check it out. Maybe I'll catch the next couple in theaters, or at least I'll try if my schedule clears up a little bit more. But it's hard for me to catch anime movies in theaters because sometimes, no matter how much I want to, it's just they don't come out at convenient times, and they only have like 2 or 3 showings, and they're either super early in the morning or super late at night, and I'm like, I'm either too tired or I need to get going to work. So it's give or take when it comes to movies. I've actually been getting into Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. Okay, going into the classics. I know I got a friend. I think you guys would. I think you guys would have a lot to talk about because I don't know about Kamen Rider, but I know Pyrotic loves Super Sentai. I haven't personally seen either. I like the Power Rangers. I have like the nostalgic feel. I know it's not the same thing, but yeah, you going back to the classics, man. That's nice. That's nice. Ooh, oh my gosh, we are getting some heavy hitters right here. So I'm gonna mix this list up a little bit so we don't talk about everything at once. Ooh, I'm gonna put this over here. Sakamoto Days, Part 2, Season 1, Part 2, or Season 2. If you have joined my discussions in our anime Discord, I'm pretty sure I've talked about this. This is another show. It's all shonen. Everything that I haven't seen or dropped is just all shonen. Yeah, I don't know. I know it's supposed to be a comedy, which now I know that. When I heard about this show at first, I kind of heard it was more like John Wick style. So definitely getting to the first episode of Season 1 was it was kind of like a shock in terms of, oh, this isn't what I was promised or advertised. And then I kind of got into it. I'm like, okay, it's a comedy style-ish thing. Then it's just like got halfway through the season, I think, and it just wasn't really interesting to me. I wasn't laughing that much. The action was not good. I love the studio. I forgot what the studio's named, but I like the studio. They've done Dr. Stone, but this is not an action studio. I think they bit off a little bit more than they could chew. And from what I've seen, manga readers, a lot of them say that the fight scenes do deserve a lot more love than what the series had given them. So it's just this, much like Dandadan, Sakamoto Days just ended up being not my thing. Let's see. That's actually why I got into Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, because Power Rangers just has fell off. Oh yeah, I've heard that too. They keep trying to replicate the 90s nostalgia of Mighty Morphin. It doesn't work. Not to mention the lack of creativity in adaptations, generic storytelling, and focus on cheap humor and being lazy with characters. Yeah, I think I officially dropped Power Rangers, or I stopped watching it consistently after Samurai, which was like over 10 years ago, right? When did Power Rangers Samurai come out? Not Power Rangers. I meant to put Samurai. 2011. I was watching this live. Wow. Yeah, so this was around the era where I kind of fell off of Power Rangers. I know people do not like Samurai. I have nostalgia glasses for it. Like, I'm not going to defend it, but this is like my last Power Rangers. And I just fell off of it because I just started kind of growing out of it in general. And I've heard that since that it just keeps it's just not been good. I've heard that it's just been really rough for Power Ranger fans recently. Sakamoto season 2 is when the good part begins, so endure a little bit long. So is season 2, like, is this season 2 or is this part 2? I know it kind of gets confusing with anime. Is this technically what season 2 is? Because hey, you know what? If I have to endure like 6 more episodes of season 1 to get to some really good stuff, again, much like Don to Don, if I have time, it might be something I pick up, or I read the manga for it. Yeah, because sometimes there's shows where it ends up being a read the manga show, like One Punch Man season 3. You might get more frames per second in the manga than you do in the anime, but Sakamoto, it's kind of interesting to me, but just something that really grabs my attention. But it might be something that I end up picking up in the manga. If I had to choose between Dandadan and Sakamoto Days, I think I would lean more towards Sakamoto Days in terms of picking up. Power Rangers fell off after Power Rangers RPM. No, I think I know that. Power Rangers RPM. Is this? Oh, I did not watch this. When did come out? 2009? Wow. So 2 years before the fall off that was Samurai. You know what? This right here, this was peak Power Rangers. Jungle Fury and Dino Thunder. That's where Power Rangers peaked. I have a lot of nostalgia for Jungle Fury. Power Rangers Samurai is the definition of Americanized. Ooh. Ooh. Probably true, though. I don't remember much of it. I just remember kind of like the aura farming that was the Golden Ranger. And I mean, I've seen a bunch of edits of the Golden Ranger like popping off. But in terms of like general feelings, I was a kid. It was over 10 years ago. I mean, I watched it. I thought it was cool because it was the Power Rangers. I didn't really understand what like the differences between all the Power Rangers were. But it was getting to a point where it's not that I dropped it because I'm like, this stuff sucks. I was dropping it because, I'm an adult now. I watch Breaking Bad, not Power Rangers. I kind of want to go back and rewatch Jungle Fury, though. Oh my gosh. I have a lot of nostalgia for this one. And Dino Thunder. See, the problem is that Power Rangers Samurai refuse to acknowledge samurai culture. Yeah, that makes sense. In terms, they changed the Edo period samurai civilization clothing of their rangers into basic ninja pajamas. Yeah. I mean, I don't... Yeah. I feel like if they're going to go into the samurai gimmick, they really should have kind of pooled into that for their design choice. Because if you look at Samurai, you look at Jungle Fury, you look at RPM, the costumes are all very similar. So in order to differentiate yourself, they really should have gone into, like, maybe not like the armor style. I mean, that would have been really cool. But I don't know. They had options. They definitely had options in terms of like differentiating their costume design. And I know this is off topic, but my boy Malcolm from Jessica Jones is in RPM. Hey, dude. I mean, that kind of sucks that you're starring in the fall off of Power Rangers, but hey, it's nice to see you. I like this guy. This guy's a great actor. Plus, when the characters bow down to Jaden Sheba, the Red Ranger, who's literally a white American dude, it doesn't fit so well. So when they bow down and glaze him, it looks so awkward because in samurai culture, you normally bow down to the lords. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. It is something very hard to make work. I think something like The Last Samurai makes it work, but that's mostly because Tom Cruise, your typical white American action star, grew to have a real love for the Japanese culture. Like, you see him, or it's not even the samurai culture. You see him go on a journey from dismissing it to really respecting it. So when they I don't think anyone bows down in The Last Samurai to Tom Cruise, but when you see like this samurai warrior, give him respect. Give him the kind of respect that another samurai warrior would give to another. It feels earned, and it feels like like he's really earned that kind of respect from these others. But with Power Rangers, I don't see how they would do that. What sucks because the Pink Ranger is literally of Chinese ethnicity, but they casted the Red Ranger as a white American. I mean, I think it's like, again, I think stories like that could work. Something like Iron Fist in the comics, not the show, has, you know, this American rich guy entitled, you know, he gets into an accident, goes into this kind of Asian culture, comes out of it like as their best warrior, but it's that journey of discovery, just appreciating that culture. I think you can make stories like that work, but it's very hard and you need to have your payoff. And I don't see Power Ranger Samurai putting the work in to make that payoff. And again, if you're going for that Power Ranger Samurai gimmick, why not just go full into the samurai gimmick and make it stand out? I mean, like, that's why Dino Thunder and Jungle Fury, that's why they hit so hard, because they do go for that full on gimmick. You know, Dino Thunder, they went all in on the costumes, the designs, the weapons. I think Tommy's a paleontologist in it too. Same thing with Jungle Fury. Their thing was not it's not Rainforest Cafe, but you know, like, their base of operations is kind of like, has that like rainforest vibe or that jungle vibe. They go all in, the swords, the weapons, and all that. I don't know. I think if they committed to the samurai bit, if they committed to that gimmick, and they actually put respect more on that culture, samurai could have had a really, really strong run. But again, they just kind of went for Americanization of it. Yes, Jungle Fury, the original Super Sentai counterpart of Power Rangers, aka called Geki Ranger, is based on Chinese action films and martial arts. And you can tell there are some really good fight scenes in Jungle Fury where they like go for that kind of Chinese wire work aesthetic in their fights, from my memory and the TikTok edits I've seen. And like, I love when, like, of course, you know, it's Power Rangers. I don't want to say low budget, but you know, they're made mass produced to be streamed to as many people as they can. But like, they put some effort into that, and like, it's unique. It does stand apart. Whereas Samurai, I mean, obviously it's because, like, you know, the fandom doesn't really look back on it kindly, so I don't get to see a lot of edits other than the Gold Ranger absolutely aura farming. Samurai doesn't really get that love, so I don't really see a lot of their edits, and I don't really remember much of their fights or a lot of moments within it from nostalgia at all. That's because they had original action footage. See, Power Rangers had a deal to reuse footage from Super Sentai, because Power Rangers, ever since Mighty Morphin, because the Super Sentai created the suits, weapon, Megazords, Morphers, and Power Ranger reuses those. Yeah, I know. I've heard that they do have to they have reused footage and suits and stuff. They had original action footage. Okay, yeah. What's this? Engage with your audience? What's this do? Start a Q&A, start a poll. Oh, so this is how I do polls. That's cool. That's nice to know that that's there. I don't know if that's always been there. That's cool. All right. I know that we've been talking a lot about Power Rangers. We have a lot of anime to talk about too. But maybe I should do like a Power Rangers stream, like basing off of nostalgia. I definitely would need to get Pyrotic onto that stream. You don't mind me changing the topic if you ain't annoyed. No, it's fine. It's fine, man. I actually like talking about. I like talking with you guys in the comments. I should do some kind of Power Ranger stream, but Pyrotic would have to be the. He would have to be the lead in that, because it's all based off of memory for me. Yeah. Oh, that's Secret of the Silent Lich. I don't know what that one is. I probably haven't seen it though. Oh wait, no, is that Shield Hero? That might be Shield Hero. No, Shield Hero's airing this season. What am I talking about? I'll be on that stream ASAP. Yeah, I know, like, I don't know. There's a lot of people in my community that really dig Power Rangers. It's just, with me, it's all off of memory. I do not have the time to binge, 30-ish years of history. That would be so cool. I don't have that time, sadly. So it would just be based off of nostalgia, memory, and TikTok edits I've seen. But I know Pyrotic, he's super into this stuff, and he would probably be able to give you guys a lot of really good either behind the scenes or just stuff in general that I wouldn't be able to give you. So I'd have to ask him what times he's available if he would want to do that. It's hilarious because Mighty Morphin reuses Jaeger footage. I'm destroyed that name. Jaeger footage, aka the original Super Sentai counterpart. The Yellow Ranger was a dude. Oh yeah. I know that fact. And you can see the bulge on the Yellow Ranger because they reuse footage. Yeah. Because in the American version of Mighty Morphin, it's a girl, and that's why the Pink Ranger, she has a skirt. The Yellow Ranger doesn't. It's because in the original, it's like a dude, but in the American one, they casted a girl to do it. So that is a fun fact that I did know. All right, so continue. Oh my god, I need to actually put something in. I need to actually put an anime in a tier that's not dropped or haven't seen. Gachikitsu. I dropped it. I know it's super popular right now. It's still ongoing. I watched the first 2 episodes, and it's just one of those things where I did not get grabbed. And the thing is, I don't even know why I didn't really care for it. It's not that I didn't like it. It's just I wasn't really invested in it. And I mean, it's Bones. I love Studio Bones. The animation's pretty good, too. So it doesn't have, like, the Sakamoto Days problem. But I don't know. It's just, I wasn't grabbed. I think I just don't like shonen. That might be my issue, because I think everything here is shonen. But I know Gachikitsu is super in right now. And I've heard like really good things about the manga. I don't blame you. Gachikitsu has been kind of slow. I don't know, because like people like it's kind of like the new big thing. Like people are always talking about it. A new episode drops and like everyone's like, oh my god. Well, I don't think there's that much freak out, but I've always seen like people going, yeah, it's really good. And it's just something about those first 2 episodes that I wasn't super invested in it, and I didn't care to wait for the 3rd episode, because usually I do try and do my 3-episode rule, but I don't know. Maybe again, it's something that I will read the manga on. I'm definitely would be more interested in checking out Sakamoto Days' manga. Excuse me, but for right now, Gachikitsu is kind of just something that I will allow to fall on the wayside. It's not dookie, not at all. It's just I don't think it's my thing. I think I don't want to say growing out of shonen, because that kind of insinuates that shonen is not for, or that insinuates that shonen's for like a certain kind of age audience. But I think my tastes are getting out of shonen. Now there are a lot of shonen shows that I still love a lot, but I'm finding it harder and harder to get myself invested in new shows. And now we have Secret of the Silent Witch dropped. Sorry, Reister. I know you'll love this one. I checked out the first 3 episodes. Again, just not my thing. It's not that I thought it was going to be like Frieren, but I thought it was going to have not a darker tone, but a more realistic tone. No, that's not the word. I thought it would have a different tone, but it was just Magic Academy reverse harem, and I didn't really find it that funny. The character development and mystery genre is so well written for Gachikitsu. I mean, I know, like, I've heard like a lot of people say that for manga readers, I know when the first few episodes came out, a lot of them were saying that the first arc is slow, but then like it picks up later on. Secrets of the Silent Witch. Okay. And that one also, yeah. I haven't really heard anything from the Secrets of the Silent Witch, I'm assuming manga? I haven't heard much about this one, but I know Gachikitsu, a lot of people say that like the first arc is slow, but it does pick up as it goes on. You're the first person I've heard like that saying that same thing for the Secrets of the Silent Witch. I don't know, I just wasn't really invested in the characters or the romance that was building up in the first few episodes. I know that's unfair. I know that's really unfair of me to say that and to kind of judge it off of. I mean, like, I'm not judging it in terms of like ranking it. I'm just saying why I didn't care for it that much. I don't know. It's like it's so funny. I love slice of life, and you know that obviously takes place in a lot of school settings. I love fantasy, but if you put me in a fantasy school setting, I don't know why. I just tune out. I'm. It's not something I'm necessarily very interested in, like fantasy school. I think whenever a fantasy show does go kind of into the school arcs, it's very rough. For me, anyway, I don't know. This one, it's not something I have a lot of strong opinions on, so it just gets put in the dropped list. Oh boy. I'm so why did I decide to do it in this order? I should have put Call of the Night, To Be Hero X, and the other show that I moved around at the beginning, because this looks so bad for me. Guys, I just hate anime. I don't know why I'm an anime channel. I just hate anime. This looks so bad. Alright, Lord of Mysteries, Eevee, I'm gonna need Eevee, please be in chat. Please don't be dying right now. Lord of Mysteries. All right. This was potentially the most gassed anime. It was the most glazed show coming out this season. Before the first episode even... All right, hear me out. All right, guys. All right, hear me out. Before the first episode even dropped, I had heard so much hype surrounding this adaptation. And I watched the trailer. It is gorgeous. It's beautiful. And like that quality, this is a movie quality production show. I don't know how they do it on a episode by episode basis. And the fact that we're getting seasons 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then a movie at some point every year. I mean, this might be the new Mappa. This might be the Mappa of Chinese anime in terms of let these animators go home. So when I watched the first episode, first of all, I was like, this is beautiful. And then I had no idea what was going on, which is fine. I think for kind of like a mystery show, you don't need to know everything that's going on. And then I watched the next 3 episodes. I think I dropped in episode 5. I watched, actually, I could pull up one. If I kept track, I hope I did. I watched 5 episodes. Okay, so I watched the next 4 episodes. And the more I watched, the more I'm kind of was like, oh no, I'm not in the majority. Why am I not enjoying this as much as I want to? And the fact is, like, these are long episodes. They're like 40-ish minutes. So I kind of, like, technically almost kind of watched 10 episodes-ish, give or take. Not really. But yeah, I don't know. It does feel rushed. A lot of it feels rushed. A lot of the world building and lore, I feel like world building and lore and characters, I feel aren't clicking for me in this show, which sucks because I think the world is very interesting. Have you seen old Neil's mysticism class? Let me see. I don't think so, but let me check real fast what this is. Oh, okay. No, I have not seen this. I didn't even know that this was out. Is this actually on Crunchyroll? Wait. Oh, dang. I did not know that this was on Crunchyroll at all. That's cool. So this probably would help with the lore. This would probably help a lot with the lore. Or like how the let's see, mysticism class on ritualistic mage, honorific names, and basic knowledge about mystery pyre pathway. This would probably help a lot. Explains the world. Okay, this might be some. If I do pick up Lord of Mysteries again, this is definitely something I would be watching side by side with it, because I did not know that this was a thing. But yeah, like so throughout like the act, like the normal show, not the side content or anything. That's super cool though. That thank you for that. I will definitely be checking that out if I pick up Lord of Mysteries anime again. I don't know. I feel like the show wasn't putting in the effort to lay down a lot of the foundations that it was trying to pick up. Like the episode I dropped it on. Now this could just be me. I could have tuned out in terms of like my brain. Like I was watching it, but my brain ended up just kind of snoozing. So correct me if I'm wrong here. Episode 5 starts off kind of with this chase. Like they're trying to find this magic user. But the way that they're talking about it, it's like the way that they address who this magic user is, it's like they expect the audience to already know who they are. And it does drop us off in the middle of a story. That's how it feels. But the way that it was executed, I don't know. I just kind of got lost and got uninvested within that episode. And I felt so bad because like people love this show and I don't know why it's not clicking for me. I think it's the pace. I think it's potentially what they ended up cutting from the source material. I did see on Amazon that the Lord of Mysteries books officially got translated into English. I know that I think there was fan translations, but they did get officially translated into English. I think the first 2 volumes are out right now. It is something I definitely do want to pick up because I know that this series has a lot of fans, and I know that the books are super glazed, so I want to see what the differences are between the books and the anime. But for me, when it comes to the anime, despite the absolute incredible production value of this show, not only did I end up dropping it, I wish it was better. I wish it gave itself the time to explore the world outside of, hey, here's a side show, or here's like a 4-minute short show. I know that's super unpopular. I know it's a super unpopular opinion, but I wish it gave itself more time to explore the world and the characters, because I think it's trying really hard to get into the story of it, but I'm not invested in the characters. I don't know how this world works. Just talking about the base show. Put it in okay at least. Nah. I mean, I kind of had okay and I wish it was better as the same tier at one point. I don't know. We'll see. I might combine. Actually, you know what? Because do I have any shows? All right. For right now, we're going to combine okay / I wish it was better. We're going to combine these tiers because I don't think I have any shows that I would simply put in okay tier. So that's what we'll do. We'll compromise. We'll combine these right here. Because for me, I just wish it took a little bit more time to establish its characters. That's a big one for me. Because the Fool, this guy is doing stuff and I have no idea why or how he's doing it. I know it's a mystery, but I needed things explained for me. Maybe it's just my monkey brain. But it was very pretty. This is probably one of the prettiest shows I've seen in a long time. Let me read Karma's comments really quick. Off topic, a lot of people keep talking about Japanese animation, but I wish they talk about Chinese and French animation. Dude, French animation is so underrated because they are hella talented. In fact, one of the most freelance animators are Chinese and French. Yeah, I mean, that Naruto, it's the Boruto fight between him, Sasuke, and the alien. That's China. I'm pretty sure that's Chinese animated. There's that one fight. I forgot what the show was called. I haven't seen the show, but I've seen this fight so many times. It's one of my favorite choreographed fights. It's the guy with the hat and the water bottle fighting like these 3 people. Some of the best hand-to-hand combat I've ever seen in my life. His name is Chengzi. Oh, I'm so sorry. Chengzi Huang. Yeah, I think he did that water bottle fight scene too that I'm talking about. Like, he is so talented. Link Click has some great, even though Link Click is a mystery drama show, it has some great choreography at times. I think China needs to start advertising their anime outside of China. I mean, To Be Hero X. We'll get to that when we get to that. That's Chinese. It's one of the best shows I think that's been airing this whole year. Yo, I gotta go to training. Hope you're still streaming in an hour and a half. Much love. Oh, thank you, man. I hope you have fun at training. I might still be streaming. Depends how fast I get through a lot of these shows. But hey, if I'm still here, I hope to see you back. Have fun. Have a good one. Neza. I've heard of Neza. Haven't seen it yet. I've heard it's really good. But yeah, To Be Hero X I think is stunning. It's super underrated. I don't see enough people talking about it. That's Chinese. Arcane is French. I mean, I know it's released by America, but I'm pretty sure it's a French animation studio that does Arcane. Am I late? Don't worry, you might be a little late. We might be like half an hour into the stream. I've only talked about less than 10 shows. We got a lot to go through. So don't worry, Killer Sands. Right now we're kind of just going on a tangent of animation. Let's not even talk about China slams Japan in terms of using 3D and CGI. It's surprising, yeah. Because holy shit, Japan, most of their anime is awful with CGI and 3D. I think, okay, yes, but I think they are getting better. I think when Japan does commit to going full CGI, and it has to be a commitment. It can't be, we're going to do 2D and CG. Like that one show. I forgot. Shoot, why? I mean, I think they did it on purpose just to make it look bad. God damn it, I was in VC for too long. Hey, if you want, I mean, like, we're kind of going on a tangent, so if you see these shows right here, if you want to bring up what your favorite, or if you want to bring up an opinion about them, let me know. Go ahead. What anime are we on here? Right now we're talking about every show that came out in summer 2025. I've talked about Lord of Mysteries, Sakamoto Days Part 2, Dandadan Season 2, Gachikura, Secret of the Silent Witch, and then Chainsaw Man movie, Demon Slayer movie. And then I can't tell what this anime is right here. I think it's an isekai, so I have not seen this one. Okay, so right now we're on Grand Blue Season 2. Right now we're on Grand Blue Season 2. Their name for Arcane, I think. Oh yeah, their name is Fortiche. They are one of the people who did it 2D, 3D hybrid animation. Oh, no, yeah, never mind. For the 2D, 3D stuff. Before Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was made. Yeah, I mean, like, yes, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, everyone kind of gives it credit for that style. But I think it just popularized the style. The style had been around for a while. I wanted to watch to begin Dandadan, but the first episode was something. The first episode of Dandadan is definitely that episode where you go, God, I really hope that no one walks in on me watching this. No, don't worry about it. I think I got you. If I do mischaracterize what you say, let me know. But I think I understand what you're saying with Dandadan, because that first episode, it's like, okay, yeah, it's pretty good. You get to like the second half of it when Momo gets abducted by the aliens. You're like, oh, did I lock my door? How high is the volume again? Yeah, Dandadan is definitely a show that, one, you do not recommend lightly, in terms of like, ooh, that's a heavy scene to swallow. It's like Goblin Slayer season 1 or episode 1. Not as bad. Kind of as bad. And then, like, I think the rest of the series is so wacky that if you're able to get through episode 1, if you kind of vibe with the tone of episode 1, I think it's something that you would enjoy, other than the essay scene. But it's just a show that didn't really grab me. I watched all of season 1. I really enjoyed the ballerina arc. But the overall world with the aliens and the yokai, it's just I don't know. I wish they just committed to one. I don't think the aliens really serve much in terms of the plot, for me at least. Maybe later on in the manga it gets better, or their involvement gets stronger, but it's just not something that for me. So Season 2, even though I love Momo and Okarun, and I've seen so many TikTok compilations of their moments within Season 2, it's just not a show I want to invest the time in to see those moments, which sucks because I think they're two of the best. Uh, well, Momo is one of the best. She's one of the best written female characters in anime, that's in my opinion. And Okarun, I think he's a great protagonist. Together, they are like the best duo protagonist group, other than Lu Guang and I forgot his name from Link Click. No, I always remembered the black haired guy's name. I never remembered Lu Guang's name. I don't know why it's switched now. But let's see. I don't blame you. I don't understand when Dandadan fans are angry at when people don't like the first episode. Yeah, no, that's kind of like it's like as a Goblin Slayer fan. Yeah, I don't like Dandadan, but you like Goblin Slayer. As someone who enjoys quite a bit of Goblin Slayer, it is much like Dandadan episode 1. It's not something I would recommend lightly. Um, so like when people say like I don't watch Goblin Slayer because episode 1, I completely understand. Like that is not something that I want to put anyone through in terms of like, oh yeah, you should watch it. That is not a recommendation that I will give lightly. I have to know if that is something that the person I'm recommending could get through. And like if they get angry, if you know if someone says like I don't want to watch Dandadan because of the SA scenes, that's completely fine. That's valid. I don't get why people would get angry at that. That is a valid reason not to watch it. Also, need to watch Sakamoto Days 2. I was low key just waiting for winter, and then I binge 2B Hero X. Yes, another 2B Hero X enjoyer. There are only anime on here or manga too. I gotta watch Goblin Slayer 2. Goblin Slayer, be very careful. Like I said, there's episode 1, I think is the worst of Goblin Slayer. If you can stomach episode 1, the rest of Goblin Slayer is very tame in comparison. But it does have very, very gratuitous. Well, I mean, you don't see anything, but it's bad. Um, but right now we're only talking about anime. I do talk about manga sometimes, but in terms of like if I would want to read it. Um, okay, I'm gonna have to put a pause on the stream. I'm gonna keep it going live. I will be right back. Ah man, I wish Eevee was here. I was kind of planning on giving the stream to him for this. I have a phone call I gotta take. Oh shoot, I missed it. All right, I will be right back. Sorry guys. Okay, did I kill the stream? I'm back. Sorry about that. I was only going to be gone for a couple minutes. Oh, big dog yawn. Is episode 1 of Goblin Slayer like Dawn? It's darker. Oops, I am quite a few minutes behind on my phone. It's Goblin Slayer season 1, or Goblin Slayer in general, just it takes itself a little bit more seriously. It's a dark fantasy. The opening 5 minutes of it is a hard watch. There is like an essay scene, and it's strong, but it does take itself seriously. It goes into the trauma of it. But I think after that, it's not as bad. Don keeps makes a lot of jokes about essay. Like it kind of uses it as its punchline. There's blood. There's like Goblin Slayer. It's like a dark fantasy. There's blood. It's a little bit more brutal. They don't show anything sexual in the anime. I think in the manga, it's more NSFW, but in the anime it's more implied stuff. Is that Spooderman from the Avengers or Avengers? Yeah, I like Spooder. I like the Spooder, so I kind of like turned him into my PFP. I hope that does not get me in trouble later on with whoever made Spooderman. But I just have it for fun. Something Murder Drones related dropped. Hopefully he won't be back till I watch that. I'm a Doom fan. Oh, okay, nice. Also, I'm a general route in Undertale. I have not played Undertale. It's definitely a game I want to get into. Undertale is a game that I've heard a lot about. I really want to get into it. I just have not. I haven't put aside the time. I think my sister owns it, and we have the Steam share library. I definitely need to get into it. But I guess if you like Doom, you're really gonna like Goblin Slayer. I don't think it's as bad. Or I don't think it's as gritty as Doom. I don't think it has as much blood. I have a fun time with Goblin Slayer. It's like that dark fantasy that you don't really get too much in anime. It's not the typical isekai stuff. Ooh, but my laptop cannot handle any Doom game. Yeah, I feel like most laptops would start burning up. Bro does not know the Uta rabbit hole. No, I do not. Oh, University of Texas. I'm gonna guess Undertale. Maybe Doom 1. Doom 1 is quite a bit older. I would be surprised if a modern day computer couldn't run Doom 1. Alright, so I'm going to start blasting through some anime here. We have Grand Blue Season 2. I say blasting through anime. We are not going to be blasting through anything here. Grand Blue Season 2. I recently watched Season 1 with my boy Sora. He made me watch it. Well, he didn't make me watch it. He just said, Josh, let's watch an anime. And he pulled it out. And it had been on my list for a while. I had always intended to watch Grand Blue Season 1. I loved Season 1 so much. And when Season 2 came out, or when Season 2 was announced, maybe like a few months after Season 1, we watched Season 1, I was so excited, and my god, it did not disappoint. This is just as funny, if not funnier, than Season 1. This is my kind of comedy, the stupid drunk comedy of these college people being just absolute buffoons. I love it. Grand Blue, I just think all blue from One Piece. Kind of. I see the connection. It is nothing like One Piece. It is slice of life, school stuff, modern day, but it's just you watch these complete idiots do idiotic things, and they are so funny. But they also have a lot of heart. Like, this season surprised me with how much heart these kind of cold, heartless bastards have. I loved season 2 of Grand Blue. I think it keeps going. It like season 1 had its highs, and season 2 continued those highs, and I think it made the show even better. I don't think I've ever watched Slice of Life. Oh man, it is probably one of my favorite genres, or Slice of Life related. I have a lot of fun with it. It is kind of like, it is one of those things where, oh no, my internet. It is one of those things where like if you watch the genre, it can sometimes get repetitive. Like, oh yeah, I've seen so many, like high school romances, and it kind of gets to a point where you just go through the motions. But I think there's a comfort in a lot of slice of life. Like, K-On! Is probably the big slice of life / moe one. It's a lot of fun. Grand Blue is more of a comedy than a slice of life. It is absurd comedy, I should say. So if you want to have a good laugh, if the first episode, if you find that the first episode is your kind of humor, you're gonna have so much fun with the rest of Grand Blue. I would say Reincarnated as a Slime kind of goes into a little bit of slice of life. It still is isekai / fantasy, but I think it has more elements of a slice of life than it does have, like, say, action. Because I think especially the first, I'd say 2 seasons. What season of Slime are we on? 4? 3? I'd say the first 2 seasons is kind of city building, right? You get to go into with the characters. Yeah, you have your action beats, but I think a lot of the highs are like Rimuru going around getting supplies for his cities. At least for me, that's what I really enjoyed about Slime. So I would say like Slime is a decent introduction to slice of life adjacent genre. We're on season 4. That's crazy. It took me a while to get through season 4 of Slime. 4 seasons. Wow. Yeah, that's great. That's great. I really like the first half of season 4. But Grand Blue, I'm putting in my goats. This is one of my favorite anime I've seen this year. Not just this season, this year. I loved it. I loved this. I miss these characters so much. They're scumbags. I miss them. I am so glad that season 3 is announced. I hope it doesn't take another 6 years to get to it. Apparently there's I've heard about the Slime movie. So much stuff is coming out next year. It's crazy. It is absolutely absurd what's coming out next year. The amount of peak quality content, plus a movie in Assassination, but I don't know how valid that source is. A movie in Assassination? Shoot, I probably know what you're talking about. I can't think of it right now. But yeah, there's so much. We're getting an Apothecary Diaries movie next year too. JJK season 3, Black Clover's coming back next year. Assassination Classroom. Okay, yeah. Huh? Classroom? I haven't heard anything about the Classroom, Assassination Classroom. But yeah, next year, Free Run season 2 is coming out. ReZero season 4 is coming out. If Eevee was here, he could give you a list of almost everything that's coming out. Link Click season 3, because the Brighton arc was 3 or 2.5. So Link Click season 3 is coming out next year. My source may not be valid. I still gotta watch ReZero. Dude, ReZero, even though season 3 of ReZero isn't like my favorite, season 1 and 2 of ReZero is some of the best isekai fantasy I've ever seen. Link Click, it is peak fiction. Not the Brighton arc. Well, Brighton arc is good, but just in general, Link Click, it is a time travel show about these 2 guys. The white-haired guy, he can see events that happened in the past. The black-haired guy actually goes into the past. So while the black-haired guy is in the past, the white-haired guy gives him the information of what's going on. And they're kind of like detectives, where they are solving these mysteries, but they can't change the past, because if they change the past, something really bad can happen. So they have to solve the mystery in the past so they can actually do something in the present. And it gets nutty. Let's just say, like, that's the premise for the first season, and season 2 just goes all in. It's so good. It is very interesting, and the character work is really good in this. Like, these 2 or these three, like this trio, such great chemistry. I love these three together. Watching them on screen, they just flow off of each other so well. And then, yeah, season 3 is coming out. If you haven't seen it, I don't want to say too much about it. But this is Link Click is one of my goats. It's one of my favorite shows airing right now. Sounds like the abilities from Sans. Shoot, I always need to look up characters because I never know if I know them or not. Oh, Sans. Okay, yeah. Dude, I've heard Sans is like incredibly overpowered. But yeah, dude, it is so entertaining, and it's not just that it's entertaining. It gets deep. It gets it hits you hard. It hits those emotional beats that it goes for. It's so good. I am so excited for season 3. I'm also dreading it because it looks like we're building up to a very depressing arc right now. But yeah, definitely, if you have the time, check it out. JJK Culling game is going to be peak. I mean, I've heard great things about the I've heard great things about that arc in the manga. I hope that people enjoy it. This is going to be as complicated as Alpha Tail and Godverse. I don't think maybe it is going to start getting a little complicated. I think season 1 and 2 are very easy to get into, even though they have the time travel thing. It doesn't go into like the kind of alternate timelines or anything. Like, it doesn't get too crazy. It's just, this is the past. We go into the past, and we come back to the present. That's the big thing. And I don't think it gets too complicated. At least yet. They haven't really done anything that will go, okay, we need a whiteboard with every single timeline on it. It's very simple. And that's why they try not to change the past, so they don't affect the present. Because changing the past will have irreversible consequences for what's going on in the present. So they try their hardest not to do anything that would mess up the timeline. And it's really interesting to see like that kind of limitation, you know? Like, they can't do anything for the people that they're trying to help in the past. They just have to avenge them in the present. They have to make sure that they're able to get either get the murderer, get this, get that. It's emotional, and it's really good. Also, I think there are multiverses inside of the Godverse where the character like Anubis comes from, but I have no clue, and I am not reading 300k words. Link Click sounds so peak though. Yeah, no. If I ever get into the lore of the Godverse, I will listen to 300,000 words worth of lore. I probably won't read it though. But yeah, if you ever get a chance, I would recommend Link Click. This show, I don't recognize it, so I'm gonna put it in haven't seen. You know, I guess I'll put Chainsaw Man and Demon Slayer in want to watch. This one, I didn't watch it. Witch Watch, I think I dropped it last season, so I'll put it in dropped. And then when season 2 comes around, I'll put it in haven't seen. Just not my kind of comedy. Vending Machine, I dropped season 1, so I haven't seen season 2. This one I haven't seen. Ruri rocks! Let's go! Alright, so speaking of not enjoying Slice of Life, or not watching, sorry, not enjoying. Speaking of not watching Slice of Life, Ruri Rocks is a show about girls looking at rocks. And it's peak. I don't know what else to say. It is as slice of life as you can get. It's actually even more, because I'm pretty sure that this is supposed to be like an educational show. It's teaching you about different kinds of rocks, how they form, why they form, when they form. And somehow it's peak entertainment. I love it. And I don't really care about rocks that much. So I really enjoyed the characters. I thought the pacing was really fun. It was great. It never stayed in one place for too long. The animations, it's from why whenever I'm put on the spot I always forget the names of things. It's from the Mushoku Tensei studio, So you know that you're getting peak animation. Even for something like this where like they don't need to go all out, they have some water shots, they have some sunset shots. It's beautiful. Like, this is a very beautiful show to look at. Studio Bind. Yeah, I love Studio Bind. They're probably one of the most consistent animation studios out there right now, even though they've only really done Mushoku Tensei. Flowers of Astuda, that was kind of a miss, but hey, you can get, when you have this many bangers, you can get one miss every now and then. Geology? Yeah, it's geology in anime. That, I'm not kidding. Like, this is literally just geology in anime, but it's more than like the basic. This is sedimentary. This is this other stage of rock stuff. It goes into, this is this specific type of rock. These are the conditions it grows in. This is why it's important, why we study rocks. I don't know why. It works. My biology in anime. That's what I learned in bio. I mean, like, yeah, I think it's fun. If you enjoyed learning that in bio, you're probably going to enjoy learning this too, because it also kind of has a character journey for the main girl, where she doesn't really know what she wants to do in her life. She's very vain. Starting out in the show, she starts out like, oh, I just like pretty things, you know. I want to look into rocks because I can't afford buying like these pretty rocks, so if I find them, I can just make them and sell them. And then as the show continues, she learns that, hey, I kind of like looking for rocks. I kind of have a knack for this. It's really nice. It's a fun character arc. It's wholesome. Chemical sediments and like natural disasters. I don't know the English word. I think like crystallization. Yeah, crystallization from pressure. Diamonds, man. It was 2 years ago. Yeah, my last biology class was probably around 2 or 3 years ago too, and now I never have to take it again. Thanks, college. Okay, this one. Shoot, Betrothed to My Sister's Ex. That's what it's called. This is kind of your standard kind of fantasy. Not fantasy, it's your standard medieval romance, I think. It's like this girl, basically she's Cinderella, grows up in a horribly abusive family. Her father sucks, her father sucks, her mother sucks. The only good thing in her life is her little sister, who, unsurprisingly, or was it older sister? I don't remember. The only good thing about her life is her sister, who, unsurprisingly, dies. So then this guy, this Gomja's guy, is like, hey, you're pretty, you like books, I'm pretty, I like books. Let me get you out of this abusive situation. And she's like, abuse? What's that? And it is wholesome. But I think after you get through the first arc, which is like the first 3 or 4 episodes, it kind of plays its course. Like, I watched the first arc, you know, she got out of that abusive household. She kind of stood up to these loser maids that she had, and I didn't need to watch anymore. So I'm going to put, instead of putting it in dropped, I'm going to put it in okay. Actually, yeah, we're going to add a row above. Just okay. Sorry about Lord of Mysteries. But I think this show's okay. If you enjoy kind of the romantic fantasy of Prince Charming and your Cinderella-esque type of girl, I think you're going to get your kicks out of this show. But for me, I was very satisfied with the first 4 episodes, and I didn't really care to watch more. I'm not in high school, and I haven't done a single math homework without help. How cooked am I? Yeah, you're cooked, man. High school, as someone who does not enjoy math, you're very cooked. Because, well, hey, maybe you're going to hit your stride. But I found math to be very hard for myself. I somehow was able to do it. I passed, I think, all of my classes with like a B or an A, except for one class I think I got a C. and that was my senior year. That's it's it's not great. So yeah, just try and take it easy, man. Don't worry about asking for help. Go ahead, ask for help, because for something like that, if it's not your thing, I mean, even when it is your thing, it's never a bad thing to ask for help. So if your teachers are willing, take advantage of like the knowledge that they have. Sounds like a webtoon, just less crazy. It kind of is. It is kind of cliche, but there is a comfort within it too, where it's like you kind of know where it's going. It's nothing too serious, but it's just kind of like in My Happy Marriage, the same kind of thing. Cinderella, S-girl, horrible abusive family, gets together with a hunky guy. They solve family issue, and then you go on. And My Happy Marriage, I also dropped after the first arc because I just lost interest. And a lot better. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's bad. I think it's just maybe I was just kind of in like that mood where I just wanted to rush through all these shows, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't need to watch anymore. I don't think it's bad. I think it is okay. Is the definition of like, yeah, this is an okay show. If I was more into it, or if I was like more into this genre, it would probably be put into a good time. But I'm happy putting it here. Like Maids, like Cyan Orphanage reference? No, probably not. The only problems I have is math and Latin. I'll go into coding. So coding? Oh no, another one of my worst subjects. I had to take a coding class because I wanted to do in my high school they had a film class, but in order to do the film class you needed to take a computer science class first. Or no, okay, it was the film class was kind of tied to the computer science class. It's not that you had to take it, but they did not offer the film class to freshmen. So in order to have a 100% chance of getting into the film class in my high school, you had to be in the computer science class, and you would just automatically transfer over into the film class when you became a sophomore or a second year. So I put myself through that computer science class, hated every second of it. The teacher was awesome. I will say that. The teacher was awesome. But oh man, coding is not my thing. Neither is math. To be more broad digital, interesting. Because I'm not knowing stuff in English when my stuff is in German. Oh, you're German. Okay. Wow. Nice. So it's so crazy to me that like I have an audience outside of English speaking countries. You're Austrian. Okay. Your English is really good. I will say that. Like your English, it's great. Like I know like there's like some typos here and there, or like the grammar isn't like perfect, but it's really good, my dude. You speak more German than English? Hey, even like this is like for English being your you speak more English than German. I mean, like, it's still, like, dude, it's great. I speak more English than German, yeah. And I assume, is English your second language? I'm assuming that German would be your first language. But, I know, you come out pretty clear, at least in text or writing. It's pretty clear. Yeah, English is your second language, yeah. Your English is better than my Spanish. Spanish is my second language. I have a terrible time remembering a lot of stuff. All right, we're going to go for Water Magician. And I know... Oh, no. This was a show that was very much hyped. I know... I think Reister really liked... I think he liked this show. This was very hyped. In terms of like everyone's going like, oh, there's this new isekai, it looks fantastic. I saw these edits for it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait for some episodes to stack up and then I'll watch it. I watched the first 3 episodes and I realized I had been bamboozled because all of those pretty edits came from the opening. The opening for this show is beautiful. The rest of this show is very standard. It's very subpar animation. I wish they went for this, like, even if it wasn't like as fluid, I wish that they went for the like the animation style that they did in the opening, because yikes. This show is it's very boring. It is your standard isekai, just without the harem. At least not at the point that I was watching. I think there was potential for this guy to get a harem, but it was very boring. It's not dookie per se, but I dropped it, but it was not a good experience for me. At least with these ones, I can say they weren't for me. That I know that they are good in an objective sense, but like for me personally, I didn't see what I didn't really care for them that much. This one, I did not enjoy it. I don't really think it's worth much of your time. It's your standard isekai stuff, just with a slightly nicer aesthetic to it. Dookie, funny word. I know. I have fun with my tears. I know 2 people in my vicinity that know Undertale. I mean, Undertale was super popular a few years ago. I mean, I know it's still popular, but it used to be like huge. I know a lot of people are still fans of it. Openings are peak. JoJo openings part 5 is my favorite of all time. Then probably Inertia, and then part 3 JoJo. I think for me, my favorite JoJo opening is season 3 part 1. With man, there's just something about season 3 part 1's opening. I forgot what it was called, and I can't play it because that's going to get hit with copyright immediately. But it's break you down, break you down, break you down, da na 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 na, da da na da da na da da na. It is so good. It is my most hyped JoJo's opening, and I'm so sad they didn't put it over a fight. They put it over a montage of them walking. If they put that over the final fight, it would have been so hype. I know one person that knows JoJo's in my vicinity. That's so sad. Yeah, I meant for me of all time. Yeah, I was just talking about my favorites too. But part 5's opening, it's pretty good. I like part 4's opening a lot too. I love when Dio stops time. Dude, yeah, no, that's... Yeah. The season 3 part 2's opening, I don't like it as much as I like the first part, but when Dio comes on, and when it's his turn, that's pretty hype. That's really good. And I really like that they started doing that trend that in the last arc of the show, or of the season, the villain will take over the opening. I thought that was a very fun thing that they started doing. Dio, I think, did it the best. I mean, it's Dio, so, but it's so good. Steel Ball Run is coming out. It's coming out in winter? No way. No way it's in winter. Everything's coming out in winter. I need a break, guys. Part 6, I think part 6 is kind of divided. It's not, I wouldn't say it's controversial, but I know that it's kind of divided. Like, the community is kind of divided on part 6. It's not my favorite part whatsoever, but I think it's still pretty good, especially now that you can binge it. You don't have to watch it live through Netflix, kind of breaking it apart into 3 different parts. So I think you'll probably enjoy part 6, especially if you've been enjoying. Your source may be wrong, though. It might not be in winter, but I do know that Steel Ball Run is coming out in next year. I'm pretty sure they announced that, so we got a lot of stuff to look forward to. Yeah, the Netflix batches were really bad. They butchered the release of part 6 because I think they released the first 12 episodes in one go, and then like 6 months later they just dropped the next 12 episodes, and then another 6 months or like 3 months they dropped the last 12 episodes. So like the marketing team just dropped the ball. If they just dropped it week to week for 36 weeks, I think JoJo's part 6 would have been much more better received. But the way that they dropped it is just like everyone binged it in a day. They kind of talked about it for a little bit and then just went straight to the wayside. I've already watched like till JoJo got a standstill in 2 more episodes. Okay, so you're in the beginning parts of it. So yeah, I think the ending of season 6 or part 6, I think the ending is really strong. Discord later, something important. Okay, yeah, for sure, man, for sure. No, you got the end spoiled. No, that sucks. The ending for that sucks, man. That would I mean, I got the end spoiled for me too, but that's just because I was kind of not very careful with spoilers. I would have loved to have experienced the ending of part 6 unspoiled. I think that would have been crazy. Have I watched God of High School? No, I have not. I've heard good stuff about it. Or let me make sure. Okay, I heard that the webtoon or the manga to this is really good. I heard the anime kind of dropped the ball. I've seen some clips. The choreography is great in it. But I heard that it's kind of got rushed. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, that's the big part that I was talking about. But hey, still check it out. I don't recommend watching it. The webtoon manhwa is just better overall. Yeah, it's on me. It's on my read list. I eventually want to check it out, but I mean, I have my read list is too long. I don't really care about choreography. Okay, then yeah, definitely read it because I've heard that the fights in God of High School they're exquisite, and I've seen some clips. They look amazing, but I heard that the story overall they just cut a lot of stuff out of the original webtoon. So it's either you get a visual feast or you get this is good storytelling, and I think I'm going to go for the manhwa first and then watch the animated fights after. Manhwa equals my brain thinks of the solo leveling volumes. I have everything after season 2. Dude, I've heard that solo leveling might or you've read. Yeah, I heard solo leveling season 3 might not happen or it might take a while, so I might just start picking up the manhwa because I really enjoy solo leveling. It gets so good. I mean, I already like it. I already think it's good, so I hope that they continue it. I think the anime is pretty decent. Solo leveling is just not for me, and that's totally for you. Like, I mean, that's totally valid. I mean, look at my dropped list. I just have a lot of fun with solo leveling. It's just kind of like one of those shows where you sit back and just enjoy what's happening on screen. At least that's for me. I think it has some entertaining fights, and the panels are really beautiful. Speaking of fights, Kaiju number 8. This is season 2 of the show. I think season 1 I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed Kafka as an older protagonist. And season 2 does pick that up. They do bring up some interesting ideas, especially with how Kafka is in relation to his kaiju form. They bring up some PTSD stuff. They kind of nerf him a little bit, but it makes sense. There's like a really emotional moment within the season. I think I'm going to put it in a good time. I do still think that the animation is missing a little something. It's a good it has good animation, but I do think that it needs a little bit more to get put up with like the greats. But I did still have a very good time watching Kaiju number 8, and I think it's still very enjoyable. Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus. Now this is one I was really anticipating because funny story, after Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, season 1, there was no news about whether or not we would get a season 2. So I started collecting the light novels. And I have every single light novel that's out right now. I think I'm just missing one, and that comes out sometime next year or maybe sometimes later. I know, I'm trying to get through I'm trying to get through the stream. And then as soon as I started reading the light novels, I got to the part where season 1 ended, and then they announced that season 2 is coming. So I just stopped reading the light novels so I could watch season 2. And now I'm going to start reading them again. Now that I've seen it, I think I'm going to put it in great. I had a lot. I think I liked the characters in season 1 more, in terms of their relation to Sakata and all that. I still think that this story had a really great run. There's a lot of new characters that this introduces. I don't think they're as iconic as the characters that are in season 1. But I do like that we get to see these characters move out of high school and into college and into more adult lives. So I really enjoyed Bunny Girl, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl or Santa Claus. There is a really good kind of mystery as to who Santa Claus is in this show. Like, what is her deal? And that was really strong. And then, like, of course, the characters, well, I don't think they're as iconic or as memorable as the characters in season 1. I think the mystery surrounding their powers and abilities were just as strong as they were back in season 1. Kaiju Gunner 8 is good, but I heard, but I also heard it isn't, so I'm not sure. I think it's very standard. Like, it does. I don't think it does anything to break the shonen. Like, it doesn't try and break the shonen box. It is very standard. It's pretty safe shonen, but I find it very enjoyable. I think a lot, if not all, of the characters are pretty good. It's just standard. Like, even the animation, it's good. I will say that. But I don't see it ever breaking into, like, great or GOAT status. I think it is where it is, and I think it knows that, and I think it has fun with that. My school is so goated. Like, in our bibliotech we have demons. In our library we have Demon Slayer, before the Infinity Castle. So basically everything except the movie. That's so cool. Yeah, no, that's so cool. I should visit it. I mean, funny thing, I do kind of get it. I mean, you're visiting a new show. Now, my school library, I think it maybe had like 1 or 2 manga. At least my high school library did. I don't remember much of it. It wasn't a lot. And my college library, I have not checked it out. I should check it out, but I don't think it's gonna have that much manga. My normal library has a little bit, but your school library is so goated for that. To have almost all of Demon Slayer in it, that's great. That's lucky. The food court anime, I do not remember the full name of it. I think it's like Hanging Out at the Food Court. I'm gonna put it in a good time. It's only 6 episodes long, 20 minutes each episode. Just like these 2 girls hanging out at a food court. You just talk about life, make some jokes, say some absurd things. I had a good time with it. Did not overstay its welcome. I think it was a good time. I was actually kind of sad when it ended because I'm like, oh, that's it? Only 6 episodes? But it was a good 6 episodes. It was a good run. I kind of hope that we do get more of these shorter manga runs, or like these not one shots, but like 2 or 3 volumes. I mean, we're gonna get to it with Takabi, but I hope we get more of these 2 or 3 volume runs that, like, maybe they don't have the most content, but they could still be a fun time to either do 1 season like of 12 episodes and that's it, or wrap it up in 6 episodes. I hope that this gives a little bit more confidence to do that, because I think it does break it up. It does break up the pace. It's a little bit different. We also have entirety of Dragon Ball Classic, DBZ, Naruto, and Shippuden Detective Conan 80 plus, the entirety of Death Note JJK 1 through 10, and a few I don't like, Blue Spring Red and Orange. Wow, that's a lot of manga for a school library. Your library is goated, dude. I wish my library had all of that. I think it had like maybe 1 or 2 manga, if that. That is so good. And FMA, the first 8, and then like the last one, but like the last massive, I basically spoiled the ending. Oh man. I also read all of them. Dude, that's so awesome. I wish that my library had like that much manga. It would have been so much easier to kind of get an entry level into like this world if it was free at the school library. We have 12K books? That's ridiculous. That's a lot of books. Bad Girl, I'm going to put in Dookie. I know a lot of people like it. I really wanted to like it. It was going to be a Yuri comedy, but the comedy was not comedying for me. And the characters were not charactering for me. I like the blonde girl, but that's really it. Panty and Stockings, I haven't seen it yet. I guess I'll put it. I haven't seen. New Saga, don't care. The Seventh Prince, don't care. I don't know what that one is. This might be Turkey. If this is Turkey, Dookie. I wanted a bowling anime. I did not want a time travel anime. This Yuri, I'm going to put in dropped. This one, it's a Yuri harem. There's no freaking way I'll fall in love with you. That's what it's called. The thing is, much like Lord of Mysteries, this show is fast. They just keep going. Characters are talking at like 2 times the speed. And well, it does kind of make the episodes seem short. It also feels like I've just watched way too much in one go. So I'm gonna put it in dropped. I don't think it's necessarily Dookie, but it's one of those things like with Betrothed My Sister's Ex. I watched the first arc of this show and was unsatisfied. I was so unsatisfied with how the first episode ended, or the first arc ended, that I did not want to watch anymore. Now, I have heard that the rest of the season is pretty good and it does pick up. Maybe it's something I'll pick back up, but it's not something I'm really looking forward to getting into. Let's see here. Harry Potter, I have all of those. Greg's Diary, not really my thing. I read Death Note like 3 times. Whoa. And DBZ like 10. Dang, that's some dedication. Shippuden once because I watched the anime. I'm still not done with the 80 volumes of Conan. It's 80 volumes. That is, I cannot imagine collecting 80 volumes of something. I think the most I have is My Hero Academia, which is 40 volumes. So this is a whole shelf. Wow. Yeah, I think 40 volumes is my max. It's like the most manga I have of a single series. First arc is the most important. Yeah, like that's the thing. Like this is why I try and give a lot of anime 3, sometimes pushing 4 episodes, because depending on how that first arc goes, it's kind of like, all right, this is where the rest of the series is going to go. Oh yeah, we also have My Hero Academia to volume 41. You know, that's impressive because My Hero Academia volume 41 came out like 2 months ago. So the fact that your school is keeping up with the release of it, that is so impressive. Yeah, I still need to finish. I need to finish My Hero Academia season 7. I haven't started season 7 yet. I'm gonna re-binge the whole thing, watch season 7, watch season 8, then read the manga. But that is so impressive how on top of it your school is. All right, dealing with the Mikidanos. Dealing with the Mikidanos is a breeze. This is your standard love triangle, but not really triangle, it's a square, semi-harem show about one guy gets semi-adopted into this family of 3 very talented girls, and they all fall for him because of reasons. Do I think that the romance was rushed here? Yes. Do I think that they should have given each girl an arc before they fell in love with him instead of giving them an arc after they fell in love with him? Yes. Should they have taken at least half the season instead of episode 1 to fall in love with him? Yes. Is this show still peak fiction? Also, yes. This is so weird having these two together, but I really enjoyed the Mikidano sisters. I think the chemistry between all three characters, while getting to the point where they all like him, is very rushed. I think the chemistry between them all is really strong. Let's see. Wait. I take it that you agree with the Mikidanos, maybe. Well, we also have Bungo Stray Dogs. If you know, my sister loved Bungo. We get them like every year. They'll vote through the vote of the school. Oh, that's cool. Oh, what I just said is okay. My bad. 1 to 4. Yes. Also yes. Yeah. Okay. I think my sister watched Blue Spring Ride. I think she was semi frustrated with it. I do want to watch it. It's a romance. I know Blue Spring Ride is a romance. It is something that is on my list. I've heard decent things about it. My sister also really likes Bungo Stray, or she liked it. She fell off of the light novel or manga. She fell off of it last year. But yeah, this is a really enjoyable romance. I mean, it's kind of like it's your safe romance. You watch it, you know it's going to be trashy, but you have a good time with it anyway. I had so much fun watching this. Nico is best girl. Dr. Stone, Season 4, Part 2. I mean, this is the only reaction series that has survived my reaction purge. I used to be a reaction channel, and I have unlisted a lot of reaction videos because I want to explore more creative things, and I got burnt out by it. But Dr. Stone is that series where I could not let it go. I mean, I was going to watch it regardless if I reacted to it or not, but I had so much fun reacting to this show. It has been peak for so long, and it has continued to stay peak. Season 4, Part 2 has just taken what was in Part 1, which, I mean, obviously it should. It's part of the same arc, more or less, and completely elevated this everything. The stakes, the pacing, the plot, all got elevated. There is a specific arc that happens really late in the series with this one character, and it might be one of the best episodes of Dr. Stone in general. Season 4 Part 2 is GOAT status. It continues to be one of my favorite shows. You still need to watch Dr. Stone? Oh my gosh, you're gonna have such a good time. It is kind of like Rory Rocks, but less educational and more fun with it. It does teach you stuff about science, like how to create a light bulb in the Stone Age, but it is a lot of fun, and it has some of the best characters and villains in modern anime. I love this show so much. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, I want to see it. My Outcast restaurant, Dookie, I wanted a show about a restaurant in a fantasy world. What I got instead was man helps children with problems with a wave of his hand, and it was very pandering. Like how do we solve slavery? Buy the slave. And they give them freedom. Was slavery solved? No, but this one person is free now, at least. How do I solve mental health and suicide? Don't do that. It's bad. Don't die. Solved. Threaten their guild. I don't know. This show, I think, tried to chew off way more than it should have, and I didn't enjoy it. One Frame Man. Let's see. I know what happens in like the village arc and the OP buff guy. No idea. What else? I think I got the phone thing. One Frame Man instead of One Punch Man. Oh man. Well, we'll talk about One Frame Man in the fall stream. Rent a Girlfriend season 4 have not seen, don't care to watch it. I don't know what this is. Bond. I'm very glad that whoever made this tier list put Bond in it. For those of you that don't know, which I think would be hard to not know within the anime community, Bond is made by one of the OGs of anime YouTube, aka Giguk. And I have been following him and his journey for years. I've been following Giguk's journey for years. I've been a big fan of his before Trash Taste. I've just grown to love him even more after Trash Taste. And seeing this, especially after hearing everything that he's talked about it in Trash Taste, like the behind the scenes and his journey with it, the struggles he had with it, I think only elevates it even more. I don't know if I want to put it in GOATed because I know it is my bias. And as an 18-minute movie, I guess, 18-minute movie, it does have some issues in terms of, like, I wish it explored the characters more, but I know the time constraints that Giguk had. I know it's super expensive for him because this was completely funded by himself. So with, like, the constraints that he had, I think it's GOATed. And I think that even though I wish we got to see more of Daichi's character, because it's a lot of Rin, and I think Rin's great, but I think it would have been even more powerful if we got to see their journeys more side to side in terms of, like, what's Daichi doing in the fantasy world, instead of, like, we get very small bits of Daichi in the fantasy world and it's mostly about Rin in our world. I think seeing the parallels of how Daichi's doing in the fantasy world, his struggles, along with Rin's struggles, would have been really great. But despite that, I still love it. It is a great story of growing up, getting out of your comfort zone, moving. For 18 minutes, I think it's definitely worth your time. I like, definitely, if you haven't seen it, check it out. Let's see. Low-key, we need Seven Deadly Sins remake. Oh yeah, Seven Deadly Sins needed some more love, especially near the end. It had some dookie animation. Movies, I think, were decent. I don't think the movies were that bad in terms of Seven Deadly Sins. I think the animation, actually, they did get a budget for those, from my memory. But yeah, the series just kept dropping in quality. Also, I'm not the biggest fan of Seven Deadly Sins. Not even with the 3 ads. Holy Twitch, what's going on? Yeah, I know. Like, the ads are getting really bad on YouTube, sadly. I know they're just as bad on Twitch too. There's nothing I can really do about it. Especially, like, I do want to be monetized, and we're not sponsored by anything, so those ads, I kind of need them. Listen, guys, comics aren't cheap. Comics and manga are not cheap. Sorry about the ads. I'm sorry about the ads, guys. But yeah, the Seven Deadly Sins, the movies, I think, are okay. The show is not something I necessarily care for. I think the sins were much better characterized in something like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Where in Seven Deadly Sins, I don't know, I just wasn't really vibing with how they were characterized. I really do not care about Meliodas at all either. Clevitas, it's a drop for me. I don't know. It's just one of those things. It just did not click with me. It's trying to be this dark fantasy, but I don't really care. I want to articulate more of my feelings towards it, but I don't really have much to say about it. I mean, it's animated pretty nicely, and that's about it. I just don't care about Clevitas or the Knights much. Clevitas, it's kind of like the big dark fantasy of last season. A lot of people really enjoyed it. It is pretty glazed, not as glazed as Lord of Mysteries, But I don't know. It's just not something that I've found myself enjoying much. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I am back. There's just some stuff going on. Uh, found it. Not it was not mine. I found a dead dog on my property this morning, so just having to go through how to properly take care of it. So that sucks. Oops, wait. JJK left right back flash. That was a good meme. Oh man, I haven't seen F1 either. I'm probably gonna check it out when it comes to streaming. Alright, I'm gonna try and just skim through these because we got a lot to go through, and we've probably been streaming for close to 2 hours, if not more than that. This one, semi-isekai, delinquent. I don't care for the delinquent genre. Solo camping, I did not like this. The first episode I think was really bad. I wanted to see simply camping, not this forced relationship between these two, and I don't think the chemistry worked between them. So Dookie, don't know what this is. This was okay. This is the show that kept changing everything about its name. Like, I swear every week when I tuned in, it had a different name. Much like the Betrothed My Sister's Ex. It was kind of just one of those things where I watched the first arc and I was satisfied with where it ended. Granted, I don't think technically it had a first arc like this one where it had a definitive ending. This was like the school romance slice of life, but I didn't really feel that there was anything too special about it. So it's okay. It's definitely watchable. How's it going? I think we're about halfway through, but right now I'm speed running it. I want to try and get through everything that I haven't seen really fast and then talk about the stuff that I have seen. So this one, I don't know what that is. Don't know what this is. Coda, stop licking. Please, you're going to slobber my bed. I see Tokavi. Yeah, I'm gonna get to Tokavi soon. Oh, this is the John Wick Hotel. Haven't seen it. Heard bad things about it. Don't know what this one is. I don't recognize this one. Let's see. The hentai. Haven't seen this one. I know. So I need to ask Sora about it. Bullet. I'm gonna put in I wish it was better. It kind of is going for, I think it had all the elements it needed. It's just, there's just something about it. I don't know why. I think it had potential to be really good. It's just, I didn't find it too interesting. It kind of had like that James Gunn heist crew Guardians of the Galaxy-esque thing going for it. But maybe it's just like the character chemistry wasn't all there. Maybe like the plot line too wasn't really sticking with me. So I watched again the first arc, wasn't grabbed, moved on. There was just something about it that wasn't as engaging as I was hoping it would be. It's basically a heist gone wrong and they have a bunch of assassins going after them. But in the end, I simply did not care to keep going. James Gunn peak movies. I know, right? I think this show tried to kind of like capture that spirit. Or maybe it didn't, if it didn't try to purposely capture that spirit, I think it had a little bit of that James Gunn spirit in it. But I don't think it was executed the way that James Gunn, makes his movies executed. I mean, James Gunn makes excellent movies. I think this one fell short just a little bit. Yaiba. I'm going to put it in dropped. I did not enjoy this show at all. I thought the main character was super annoying. And everything around the show I just didn't care about. I forgot the name of this one. It's not Dookie, but I dropped it. Just nothing really too special about it. Summer Memories, the continuation, I haven't seen. Eevee, if you want to actually, if you've seen Summer Memories, if I know I haven't seen it, but if you want me to rank it somewhere, let me know. Go ahead and let me know. See. You haven't seen the Guardians movies? Oh my goodness. You're missing out. Especially Guardians 1. I know a lot of people love Guardians 3. I think Guardians 1 is like the best But dude, no, you're missing out. You need to check some of that out. I think it's some of the best that Marvel has to offer. Yeah, episodes 1 and 3. Yeah, episodes 1 and 3 I think are some of the best. 2 I think is really underrated. It is not his best work. I still really enjoy 2. Oh, you definitely can. I mean, as a professional streamer and content creator, media creator, I do not condone that, and I cannot give you any advice on that, but you definitely could. Isekai, haven't seen it. This one, I think it's continuation. I watched the first episode. It was like an hour long. I found it very boring. Don't recognize this one. Don't recognize this one. I heard this one was awful. Don't. No, I haven't seen this one. I actually want to watch this one. This is something food. I watched the opening on Patreon. I watch like every opening to every single one of these shows and rank them or make my top 10. I watched the opening for this show and it was so good it actively made me want to watch the show. I have no idea what it's about. I think it has something to do with cooking, and now I feel like I missed out. So yeah, I'm actually going to put this at the top of my want to watch list. 2 is extremely underrated. Thank you. If Ubisoft says buying isn't owning, pirating isn't stealing, I love that meme. Suck it, Ubisoft. That is potentially one of the greatest sayings that we've had in our modern day. Captivated by You. I kind of want to watch this. It's kind of like boys' school slice of life. It's only 5. I think it's only 5 episodes, so I'm gonna check it out eventually. Hentai, haven't seen. Don't know. I feel like this is coming out this season. I want to watch. This looks very cute. It's the Pokemon one. Haven't seen Card Capture. And then I don't recognize this. I feel like this is like a Gundam thing, but I don't know. All right, so now we are in the end game. Here are some of the most well-known shows that came out this season. Ooh, okay, we're going to start off with... Okay, I say that and I don't remember the name of one of these. Let's see, season charts and last season. I just want to get this one right. Out of all the shows, I want to get this name right because it is creator-based, much like Gigux. Milky Subway, The Galactic Limited Express. This was one where I did not even know what I was getting into. It is kind of 3D / claymation. I think it just has the claymation look to it, but it is 3D. I believe it's completely creator made. They're like 3-minute long episodes. They're like it's a 12 3-minute long episodes. So it's basically you're watching a 24-minute episode of anime if you binge it all. This was really enjoyable. I don't want to say too much because there's not much content in it. But if you want kind of like this wacky little sci-fi adventure of this group of people stuck on a train trying to get off of it, this is going to be a fun little time. It's about as long as Bond, and while I didn't like Bond, I connected to it on an emotional level. Not mostly, but a lot of it did have to do with like how much I know the creator in terms like a parasocial relationship, guys. I don't actually know Giguk, I wish, but like seeing Giguk's journey, seeing how he talks about Bond, and then Bond itself being that emotional like linchpin, it goes into my goats. This one, it just popped up. I saw that it was super short. I gave it a chance, and I had a really good time with it. And if you have 24 minutes to kill, I think it'd be interesting. I think it's an interesting little thing to get into. As long as it's as long as it's not one frame, man, it's good. Yeah, I actually really like the animation in this. It's different. It's unique, as well as the art style. I see peak 2B Hero X. I'm so glad that they put 2B Hero X here, because I mean, like, it's gonna be in the same place as it was last season, but even higher. Um, JJK season 3 is gonna be peak with Yuta being introduced as executioner of Yuji. We'll finally see Yuki's abilities, which are OPAF. Yeah, I mean, I'm guess where JJK is on my list. Much like Dan Dan, Gechikuru, Sakamoto days, JJK just isn't something that really clicked with me. So I actually did drop it. I gave it a lot of chances. I watched all of season 1, was very whelmed by it. I mean, I love the fight scenes. The animation's really great too. I watched the Gojo arc of season 2, loved the Gojo arc, watched a little bit of the Shibuya incident, and realized that, oh yeah, Gojo is not the main character of the show, and quickly tuned out. And of course, I've been spoiled on like everything about the show, because the manga leaks are crazy. But I'm sure that season 3 of JJK is going to be peak. I'm probably not going to be watching it. I'll probably like the. I do like the movie. I just don't care about Yuji. Yuji Itadori is a very boring protagonist for me. No, like Lord of Mysteries, like it is pretty low. I mean, like okay, so like my dropped list is for shows that I know are good, but okay, so like the way let me explain my drop list. My drop list is like I know that these shows are good, but they just didn't really click with me, or I don't have too much to say about them. Lord of Mysteries, I genuinely wish was better. Like I don't think it's absolute dookie, like the shows in Dookie, but I wish that it was better. I wish that I enjoyed it more, and it does not. Like I know dropped is technically lower than I wish it was better. I guess that is a little bit more accurate. They're more or less on the same tier, but it's just a different way of saying that hey, I did not finish the show. But Lord of Mysteries. I don't think it's that bad. If we wanted to put it lower, we would need a new tier because I don't think it's dookie. But it is definitely not okay. No, not for me. I will read the books eventually, but the anime, it's very overrated. The animation is glazed to perfection. Like I will glaze the animation for this show. Everything else about it, I think it really needed to take its time. All I hear is 2BRX takes top place. You know what? I think everyone already knows. So let me catch up on the chat real fast, and let me catch up on the chat, and we'll talk about 2B Hero X next. I think everyone knows where it's gonna go. I'm a diehard JJK fan. Ooh. Ooh. I'm not, but I know that it has a lot of fans out there. It's just not for me. I did enjoy the movie. I like Yuta a lot as a protagonist. Yuji has hands. I've seen every clip of it. I mean, the animation looks really good. The fights are pretty good. It's just I don't care to watch the story of JJK. Oh, that worked. Wow. Okay, but fair. These are more or less on the same tier. They're kind of interchangeable. Dropped and I wish it was better. It's just I wish it was better is more like I'm genuinely disappointed in this show, and dropped is I know that like I just don't have that much to say about it. Let's see. I will read the books too. Yeah, I'm actually really interested to start getting into the books of Lord of Mysteries. Fun fact, as my D&D inspiration, I basically just copied a random JJK character. That is pretty funny. I mean, we discussed it in the Ghostwave video, so I just dropped by haha. Yeah. So, 2B Hero X, I mean, I've made like 3 videos of this show. I'm making a 4th. I want to make a 5th. And I think last season it was in my goats. I don't know if it was the top of my goats last season, but we have just gotten the next 12 episodes of the show, aka I think the Ghostblade arc to the end. No, well, guys, it's the top of my goats. This is one of my favorite shows of the year, if not my favorite show of the year. I mean, like there is, you can say that there's some other shows that are better, objectively, but in terms of my pure sheer enjoyment, To Be Hero X has been the ride of the year. I have loved this so much, and I will continue to recommend it to people. Eevee, watch To Be Hero X. Finish it. No, not 6-7. The brain raw. The fandom already having animated everything is crazy. Oh, for JJK, 100%, dude. I mean, I've seen some JJK edits of the manga, and I'm like, oh wait, this isn't like a Mappa tease. Like, this is actually just fan animated. This looks like official animation. It's crazy. The power of JJK fans. If they banded together, we could get season 3 of JJK right now. My best friend doesn't like To Be Hero X. He's watched 13 episodes. That sucks. I mean, like, I kind of get it in terms of, like, it's an anthology series, so it's different. It's not gonna be a show where, like, you follow one main character. You follow several characters in different time periods, and eventually, like, the plots do come together, but it takes a while. It does take a while for everything to come together. But I think all the characters are so interesting. There's, like, a couple characters that might not. I think just one, really. There's one character that I don't think is as interesting as everyone else, and I think it's mostly because he only got one episode, so we didn't get too much time with him. But oh my god, every single arc in this show, I think, just hits the nail on the head. It does exactly what they want to do. And episode 20 on its own, such a great culmination of things. So To Be Hero X, I'm going to try not to spoil it too much because I know it's on his list. This is one of my favorite shows of, like, the whole year. I'm so glad that it did not fumble the ball. Season 2 has way too much riding on it. There's too many expectations. I do not know how season 2 is going to do it, but I am so there. Day 1. Oh man, I'm so happy that JJK season 1 ended on such a strong note. Or To Be Hero next, not JJK. If JJK fandoms combined to animate the manga and voice it, we'd have season 3, 4, and Modulo in a month. I know, right? Like, dude, the fandom for JJK is absolutely crazy with what they do, and they are talented. Let's Go Karaoke. This one, I would say it's a good time, almost okay. It's like 5 episodes. I think if it was 12 episodes, I would have dropped it and put it in okay. But the fact it's only 5 episodes, really only 4, you do not have to watch episode 5, because that's anime original. It's an epilogue. Yeah, it's just like this middle school guy. He knows how to sing. Yakuza guy. Needs to learn how to sing. Kind of just, like, he just kind of not abducts him, but he's like, hey, teach me how to sing. I'll pay you for, like, some meals. And he's like, you're a Yakuza. I don't know how to say no. It's all right. I might drop it to okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna drop it to okay. All right, I see Eevee talking about Takopi. Let's talk about Takopi. Ugh. It's one of those shows that it hurts to watch. You watch that first episode, and, like, I think it's, again, much like, oops, I mean, I said it here. What's it? Where are they? The what is it? I lost it. But the karaoke, this one, food court, they're only 6 episodes. They're only 5 episodes. And Takopi, it's only 2 pretty thick manga volumes, but it's only 2 manga volumes long. It's 6 episodes, I think, averaging around 40 minutes each, maybe 30 to 40 minutes. That first episode just hurts. And I think there's 3 watchers. One, the first episode hit too close to home and they had to drop it, which is valid. 2, you can only watch 1 episode a sitting, because, again, it hits hard. 3, you're like me, you binged it a night and you hated yourself for it. This show was so good. The heck is Takopi? Depression incarnate. Uh, it is about this alien who finds this bullied, depressed girl at her absolute lowest point, and he tries his absolute hardest to try and make her smile, to try and make her feel better. And things go so wrong so fast. And it's bad. It's not bad in a bad way. It's bad as in like I can't take my eyes off of this. Like it hurts. Like the emotional struggles of these people feel so real. It hurts, but I need to keep watching. And I think this is the show that if you're going to say that any oops, shoot, where did it go? No. I dropped it. Okay, here. If you're going to say that anything is going to beat out To Be Hero X, I think Tokopi is going to be the show that objectively I think it might be better than To Be Hero X. Enjoyment wise, it's like back here. Enjoyment wise, it's like over here. This is not a fun show to watch, but I think it is crafted so well, and the messages it's trying to bring to its audience and what it's trying to say. There are some flaws with it in terms of like the world building of this alien leaves a lot of evidence of it behind, and like no one really cares. Like, hey, this otherworldly material was just found and it's not world breaking news, but the story's not trying to be that. The story is like this really close to home emotional ride. And while you can nitpick, you can go like, oh, why isn't it world news that alien technology was discovered? The story's not about that. And it's another nitpick is just like the adults in this show just suck. Like there's not a single good adult in this show. But I also don't think that's too unrealistic, because the environment that these kids are in, it shaped these kids, and you get to see why these kids are the way they are. And it sucks. It sucks to see. It's hard to swallow. But I think by the end of it all, it's a beautiful message of love and what it, like the ultimate sacrifice of what it means to want to love someone. And it is painful, but it is up there. It is one of the best anime of the year. It's peak cinema. It's peak cinema. Yeah. It's hard to talk about because of a lot of the ideas that it brings up. But I think it's also one of those things that it is important to watch. And I think it helps empathize with the like people, because like by the end of the series you feel bad. Like there's a character in this show that you absolutely hate for most of the series, and by the end of it, in only 6 episodes, you go on a complete arc with this character and you end up just rooting for her. It's really good. I love it. I think there's like it's really hard to do something like that, and this show really pulled it off. So Takopi is up there with To Be Hero X for completely different reasons, and it definitely deserves GOAT status. All right, let me catch up on the chat real quick. I hear Shibuya plane noises. Wait, I think I heard of Tokopi. Maybe I won't care because I like, I enjoy killing monsters in UT, so this will maybe not be that bad for me. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, it is. Pain equals peak cinema. It's a really easy show. I think I watched it in one day, like in one night. Not even a day, one night. And I needed to watch something wholesome to kind of like. I needed like the cat eye bleach after this. Oh, 6 episodes of still more emotional drama than Saitama had after he became too strong. Nah, I mean, like, it is an emotional drama. That's what its genre is. It's not about killing monsters. It's not about like anything like that. It's just kind of like you get put in the POV of what it's like to have a horrible life. And it's very effective. So yeah, Togepi definitely up here. It's these two shows are, I think, the peak of the year, and I would say so far. But being in fall 2025, I think these two shows are they're gonna be the standout, at least for me, of 2025. All right, now after going through so much peak, it is hard to kind of go back. I don't know why I still have a couple of cuckoos in here. The thing is, I kind of I do not like a couple of cuckoos. I think the first half of it was pretty fun. The second half of it sucked, but for some reason, I told myself I would drop this show, and I was like, you know what? I might pick it up again. Just it's so trashy that I might have fun with it. But I don't know if I want to commit to 24 more episodes. So we'll see. Or maybe actually this is only 12 episodes. No killing monsters. What am I supposed to do? Cry. You're just supposed to cry. That's what you're supposed to do. Cry. Oh man, we got some peak here. All right, City. I'm gonna put City in a good time. Put it at the top of good time. It's very much like Nichijou. I think Nichijou is a lot funnier. But I think there's definitely character moments in City that are very, they're very funny, and this does have a lot of character. I think it's very vibey. If you just need a show to kind of chillax to, let's say you had a long day, or maybe you've lost 5 ranked matches in Fortnite in a row, you've dropped your rank in whatever, and you just need to chill out. You're like, you know what? No more action. I need something to just listen to. I need something to chill out to. City is definitely a vibe. Alright, have a good one, man. Back from being so bad when it circles back. I know, right? That's a couple cuckoos for you, probably, maybe. But have a good one, Killer Sans. But yeah, City is definitely one of those shows where you vibe to it. It's very warm, very melancholic. I enjoyed it. I don't think it's as great as Nichijou was, but I had a very good time with it. And by the end of the season, I think it was 13 episodes long, I was like, you know what? I want to miss this show. Let's go with You in the Rain. Again, I'm going to put it at a good time. Much like City, this is one of those shows where after a long day, you need something to relax to. And instead of a dog, it's a tanuki. This is the most adorable creature you will ever lay your eyes on. And it is a good time. You just vibe with the show. You just vibe with the show. You just see this woman and her pet tanuki do things that a woman and her pet tanuki would do. There's not much else to say. And surprisingly, it is a full 12 to 13 episodes long. And it doesn't feel like it's long. It doesn't feel like it's trying to overstay its welcome. It's just adorable. This tanuki is the cutest thing I've ever seen all year. So definitely going here, and probably the top of a good time. Very wholesome. Ooh, we are getting to some good shows here. The Summer Hikaru Died. A horror anime. One of the few good ones. I did not know what this anime was going to be about when I watched the trailer back with Eevee and Sora 3 or 4 months ago. Maybe half a year ago at this point. But yeah, we watched the trailer for this. I knew that this was a BL. I don't think it's full on yaoi, but it is a BL, or it has LGBTQ themes to it. So I thought it was just going to be a yaoi. And I was like, you know what? I'm down for that. It's been a while since I've seen a good yaoi, right? We watched the trailer and we saw some Lovecrafty and horror stuff in it. I'm like, okay, this is not the show I thought it was going to be. And as you watch it, oh god, this is horror done right. I'm not a big fan of slashers. I don't like gore that much. And as everyone knows, anime has a very hard time delivering with horror. But this show does it where it's less of terrifying imagery and more of terrifying concepts, like what happens when your best friend becomes the host to a Lovecraftian god, and is your best friend still in there, or what is a person entirely, like, is a person just their memories, is a person more than that? And I think it explores those concepts really well, and it does, like, there is some pretty scary imagery in here. I don't think it's like the scariest thing I've ever seen. I don't think it's like the most I'm never going to sleep at night again, but whenever it drops its horror imagery, they do it at the right time. It's not like jump scare stuff. So whenever you do get hit with the horror imagery, it's like that. It's like the build up is satisfying. And as this is more a psychological / thriller, I think, than jump scare horror, and for that reason, I'm not gonna say. I think these are all kind of. It's so funny that it's all like almost romance, and then this and great. But yeah, I'm gonna put it. I'll put it at the top of great. The only thing is, this show has so much season 2 bait. I do not think that this show ended on a satisfying. Well, I mean, I kind of get the ending. If that's where the show ended, like let's say the story, there was no more to it, I kind of get it, but I would be so unsatisfied. So it does feel incomplete. Like, it's funny because it feels complete, but it also feels incomplete at the same time. I am very excited for season 2. I really want to know more of the mystery of what is Hikaru. Who is he? Where did he come from? And why is Hikaru? I think is the most important question. I'm so like wrapped up in this series. I really enjoyed it. All right. What to talk about next? These are all great shows, in my opinion. We'll talk about Dress Up Darling. You know, why not? I think I talked about this last night in our Discord, which, if you want, join the link in the description below. You can talk to Eevee and Reister about it. I am barely in it. I just don't have time to hang out. But, you know, sometimes I do come out and chill. Talk about anime. I do text on it. I'm very active texting, but in calls, I don't have that much time. But my Dress Up Darling, I really enjoyed this season. I think there's going to be two camps of Dress Up Darling fans. People that love the cosplay that ended up loving the season, and people that love the Gojo x Marin ship that might have been a little dissatisfied this season, because this season does go harder into the cosplay. I think Gojo and Marin's relationship takes a backseat until like the last quarter of this season, where we get a little bit of them. And I've heard in the manga that it just mostly becomes cosplay stuff, which honestly, after watching the season, I don't mind. I really enjoyed the cosplay stuff that happened in this season. I like the characters that we got introduced to. There was some kind of sad stuff in it. Like, I forgot the cross-dresser's name, but I was just not expecting that arc in this show, and hearing the struggles that he went through, I can only imagine, like, you know, cross-dressing is real, and I can only imagine the kind of struggles that cross-dressers go through in their personal lives. So seeing that kind of representation, I really enjoyed it. I thought it handled it very well. And then, of course, I think her name was Akira, best girl. Yeah, I really enjoyed this show. Even though Gojo and Marin ended up taking a back seat, I had a great time with this. And it ended too quickly. I really wish that we went back to 24 episode seasons for a lot of things. Granted, I know that we would have less seasons of things if we did that, and it would probably take longer to get through to like actually get a season. But I really enjoyed Greater Girlfriend, not Rent a Girlfriend. I really enjoyed my Dress Up Darling. I had a great time with it, and this season just went by way too fast. It was very bingeable. I loved it. Oh my god, it's just let me just spoil it. It's just all goats. I'm just gonna say this season might have the most goats we've had in a long time. Oh, no, Anne Shirley. I think last season I put it in a good time. This is a continuation. So season one, part one, or the first 12 episodes was in the spring. The last 12 episodes were in the summer. And recently, this is definitely recency bias. I just finished the show like last week. This is a great time. If not my goat, I think I'm gonna put it in my goats. Watching Anne go from the little like what's the word? Like she's a very curious girl. She's very eccentric, right? So watching her grow from that eccentric girl to like the young woman that she became, seeing the differences and seeing the changes, seeing how life just goes on and how, you know, you just keep growing. There's always new struggles. This is the slice of life that I really liked, and I think the kind of pilgrim setting, the colony setting of putting it back then kind of in the 1700s, it was really nice. And I forgot, I think it was, let me scroll up a little bit in the chat. Actually, let me go back to the beginning. Karma, I think Karma said it. I think Karma said in the beginning that they wish that more webtoons were adapted into anime. And Anne Shirley is not a webtoon. It is a Canadian book. And I think Anne Shirley is a really good example of Japanese studios being able to get their hands on outside sources of media and adapt different cultures into anime. I had a really fun time. It felt really different because it was really different. It wasn't a manga. It was the Green Gables books that they were adapting. And it was kind of a breath of fresh air. So it could go in greats, but I think recency bias is making me put it in my goats. After Takapi, there's not really an order for my goats. I think they're all equally as enjoyable as the other. And then the same thing, just because I'm on a train here, same thing has to go with Leviathan to me. Leviathan is, I forgot what the name of the book series is called. It's a trilogy. I think it might just be the Leviathan trilogy. Not Japanese either. It's adapted from European books, maybe American. I'm pretty sure it's European. I forgot which country in Europe. Not very helpful. But it's adapted from these European books, and it does have a little bit of pacing issues in the second half, where like I think the first half is really good at kind of the slow build-up of what the characters are like and all that. The second half is kind of just, all right, setting location. I think it kind of does rush to the end, because I think this is all 3 books in 12 episodes, which the fact that it wasn't a train wreck, usually when studios try and do this, they try to rush that much content into such a short amount of time. Looking at you, Percy Jackson 2012, or pre-Disney Percy Jackson, even Disney Percy Jackson, but looking at you specifically, movie 2 Percy Jackson. Like when you try and cram all this source material in too little time, it does tend to be a train wreck. But I didn't realize that it was 3 books until after, when I was like, oh, I actually want to read the source material for this. I did not realize that it was all 3 books that they put into this first season, and only season, I guess. It is complete CG animation, and once again, like I was saying, when Japan does commit, I think it was Japan that made this, but like when they do commit to the CG, it was Studio Orange. When they do commit to CG animation, and they don't try and do halvesies, like, oh, we'll do like the creatures in CG and the people in 2D. When it's everything in CG, I think we do get some really good results. More, especially nowadays. Back then, not much. And even then, like in the 2020, not great either. But I think the technology is catching up to the point where we're getting really good CG models nowadays. And you're able to tell a full story with those models. And Leviathan, much like Anne Shirley, is a breath of fresh air. It is fun. I really enjoyed it. Probably like Anne Shirley, it's more of like gray area, but for me personally, I really liked it a lot. I finished this in probably a couple days because I think everything dropped on Netflix. And I was not expecting to watch all of it. I thought it was gonna be a show that I would drop, and I just got wrapped up in it. I got super invested. I think I watched like 5 episodes in one day at one point, which is very rare for me to do nowadays. Call of the Night Season 2, once again, another GOAT. Season 1, I think I definitely would have put in great. And Season 2 just takes everything that happened, or everything that worked in Season 1, and amped it up with a detective kind of murder mystery. Wasn't really much of a mystery, I kind of guessed it, thanks to the opening, semi-spoiling what that mystery was. But this was so entertaining. I had so much fun watching Call of the Night Season 2. And I don't have too much to say about it. I think that it did what it needed to do. And I very much enjoyed the end result. I do think that the main villain... No, I was going to say she might have gotten off too easy. But it was like that mental struggle too that like I understand it. So now everything about Call of the Night Season 2, once again, probably should be in the greats, but my personal enjoyment is one of my GOATs of the season. And of course, the last one, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. Probably one of the best romance animes. Like, everyone glazes it, of course. I really want to read the manga. The manga looks gorgeous. And it did not disappoint. I think, let me see. Yeah, no, this is definitely the best romance anime that came out this season. Bunny Girl Senpai seemed more as a drama than a romance, especially this season. Dress Up Darling, there was barely any romance in it. And there's romantic elements in Anne Shirley, but I wouldn't say it's a romance. And Grand Blue is not a romance. Again, some romantic elements in it, but not really a romance. But Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, I think, is like the other than the Mikadono sisters, it's like the only like pure romance, as in that's like what the genre is supposed to be. And it just executed it so well. This is one that I watched. I waited for the entire thing to drop, and I just watched it straight through. I had so much fun with it. I think Rintaru might be one of the better male MCs in romance, and Wagari is just protect at all cost. Like, protect this soul at all cost. And if you put someone on romance and you make this their first romance show, this might actually destroy the genre, because I don't think there's a lot of shows that can stand toe to toe with The Freaking Flower Blooms with Dignity. Because, you know, you got your harem, I wouldn't say trash, but you have your harem kind of shows that they're not for everyone. A lot of them have like these love triangles. This just feels real. There's no love triangle in it. It's just these two people learning. Well, that's not even learning. I think with Rintaro, it's more like he learns how to accept and love himself. And Wagari is there to help him do that, to help him see that. And we see how their relationship keeps going and evolving from like friendship to an eventual confession. And the confession feels so good. There's 2 confessions in this show, and they're both goated. I really enjoyed Rintaro's confession to her. It's just so low key. It's not a special moment, really. Like, it's not this like grand scheme. Like in Love is War, it's like this big grand scheme, which is a lot of fun. But here, Rintaro's confession especially, it's very quiet and it feels very natural, and I loved it. And seeing Rinta, oh my gosh, making the cake. Oh, there's so much. This is definitely a romance I would recommend to a lot of people if I know that they enjoyed romance as a trope in anime or a subgenre. To get them onto a romance or to an anime that is only romance, romance is not the subgenre, it is the genre. This is the show I would do. I would totally end up ruining their romance experience, because again, as the only genre, like the straight genre of romance, like it's not a subgenre. I would say harem romance is its own genre. As just romance, this is going to be very hard to find an equal to. And oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get my hands on the manga, because the manga looks beautiful too. Cloverworks did too much this season. It had a monopoly on all the romance and romance subgenres. But yes, that is the list. As you can see, Probably one of my more controversial lists, especially my dropped area. Um, yeah, especially my dropped area. I knew that this was not going to be popular. Lord of Mysteries, I knew that was going to be a big thing because like this is like super glazed. I kind of understand the hype, but I also don't. I want to read the books. When I read the books, I might make a video about it, especially if I like them a lot. If I don't like them, maybe I won't make a video about it. But if I like the books a lot, I might make a video about Lord of Mysteries. But yeah, I feel like this anime was just like super overrated, super overhyped, and I don't really understand the hype for the adaptation, especially after the adaptation's been going through. If you like the books, let me know. Yeah, I'm gonna see if they're gonna get one like a Christmas or a Black Friday sale. Let me hope that I don't dox myself. Lord of Mysteries books. Right now they're what, $20? Not bad, and they're pretty chunky. Like, what is this? 580 pages. That's a good sized book. I think you are getting your money's worth for 20, $17. So yeah, if I do pick this up, I'll let you know, Eevee, and I'll give you a recommendation if I liked it. But yeah, this is mostly my list. I think some of these shows, realistically, I could drop. Great should be bigger in terms of like, I think Leviathan and Shirley, Call of the Night, and Bond should all be in Great. But my personal enjoyment of them, they made them my goats. So yeah, my goats is a little inflated this season, but that just goes to show how strong a lot of these anime were for me anyway. And I know that my dropped is super controversial. There's way too many high ranking like super popular series in here, but you know what? It is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you are watching the VOD of this tier list, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. How bad is my dropped taste? How bad is my taste in anime? Or did my did my goats save my taste? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to catch the next live stream for the fall anime ranking, make sure you hit that notification bell, do all the things, like, comment, subscribe. I am going to attempt to get that To Be Hero X video out sometime before the year ends. But if you want to see some really good To Be Hero X content, at least I hope it's good, you can check out my 3 videos on Linling and Isul, Ghostblade, and Queen. Check those out. Tell me if you like them, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.